This is In Case You Missed It, your national agriculture news recap for the week ending May 1st, 2026. Hot and dry weather during the 2024 growing season and Saskatchewan's crop insurance policies played into the downfall of Monette Farms. However, court documents show the mega farm was also highly dependent on low interest rates and increasing land values. Monette Farms is spread over 274,000 acres across Western Canada and the U.S. It filed for creditor protection last week. Court filings show the farm's historical growth strategy relied heavily on leverage, particularly in expanding farmable land using debt. This worked while interest rates were low. In the early 2020s, the farm did well, with earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization of between $154 and $309 per acre. However, a hot, dry summer in 2024 dragged down yields, particularly in southwestern Saskatchewan. Because of average or above average yields on other sections of Monette's vast acreage, the farm was eligible for less crop insurance coverage. Earnings per acre dropped by nearly 50%, meanwhile interest rates had also risen. There's also been some debate over if Monette Farms was overly diversified. It includes grain farms, produce farms, a seed business, cattle ranches, and a winery in British Columbia, all spread across a massive geography. Supply disruptions caused by war in the Middle East are reviving concerns over Canada's reliance on fertilizer imports. According to a study from Fertilizer Canada, Canada imported an average of 4.1 million tons of fertilizer per year between 2018 and 2023. This included a little less than 1.5 million tons of monoammonium phosphate, 937,000 tons of urea, and others. The phosphate comes from the U.S. Nitrogen fertilizers come from both the U.S. and Middle East. Canada produces some nitrogen fertilizer out west, but due to the challenge of shipping it cross-country, it's easier to import fertilizer into eastern Canada, said Fertilizer Canada spokesperson Kayla Fitzpatrick. Meanwhile, Brazil imports nearly all of its fertilizer. It announced plans in 2022 to reduce dependence on imported fertilizer after the Russia-Ukraine war disrupted supplies. However, little has changed in the way of domestic production. Brazil's soybean fertilizer purchasing window for the 2026 and 27 crop season is happening now. Canadian agriculture groups were broadly pleased with the proposal to reform federal food and pest management regulation with an eye to food security. The proposal was tabled in Tuesday's Spring Economic Statement. It looks to update the mandates of the Canadian Food Inspection Agency and Pesticide Regulatory Directorate to consider food security and food cost. The proposal would also see Health Canada get $24 million over 4 years starting in 2027 to put toward optimizing its review process and economic analysis capacity. Grain Growers of Canada says the plan reflects long-standing priorities for Canada's grain sector. It said food security and affordability should be central to regulatory decision-making. However, the union representing workers for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency and Agriculture Agri-Food Canada called the strategy incoherent. It said the CFIA can't deliver safe and affordable food while shrinking its workforce. In case you missed these and other stories from across the Glacier Farm Media Network, visit AgCanada.com or download the AgCanada app.